What's up everyone? Welcome back to Mark's Stock Review. Hope you're having a good day. Today's video is going to be on Workhorse and why I'm still bullish despite the run-up. I'm going to be going over some key highlights on an article this week and the importance of the Hitachi-Workhorse relationship. And I'll finish up with some key takeaways from this video. And as always, I try to keep my videos short and sweet to respect your time. So if you guys find this video helpful, please consider subscribing and hitting the thumbs up button. That would be fantastic to support this channel. That said, let's get into it. Full disclosure, I don't own any Workhorse shares, but I will hopefully be getting into this stock sometime in the near future. I did not see any red flags on the earnings report. Clearly, there's a demand for the Workhorse trucks as the revenue is going up massively, but they will need to trim their operational costs and their debt moving forward. One of the main reasons why I'm so bullish on Workhorse despite the run-up is because they have the only drone patent for taking off trucks. Because the Federal Aviation Administration has limited the distance drones can fly, Workhorse has a huge advantage because truck to final destination is drastically shorter. Not to mention the vehicle demand is estimated at 350,000 per year. Furthermore, per their CEO, it's the fastest growing segment of transportation. Their C-Series trucks have a low floor design. That's going to mean easy in and out access to increase usability for package volume. And to finish up their last mile delivery, proprietary telematics monitoring and data collection to improve efficiency and an estimated 18 billion annual addressable market. Next, I want to give you the key takeaways on an article I read this week on why Workhorse could be a credible alternative to Tesla by Todd Schreiber. First takeaway, Workhorse is avoiding direct head-to-head competition with Tesla. Instead, they're going to position themselves to solve one of the most costly parts of delivery. They're going to do this by decreasing fuel expenses, and they're going to use their drone technology to add safety, social distancing, speed, predictability, and efficiency. Second takeaway is that the Rona situation is speeding up the e-commerce, so that's only going to add to the tailwind for Workhorse. Third takeaway from the article is that the USPS contract is difficult to value. One solution to that would be to dollar cost average. That would spread out your risk. The author goes on to talk about how the average analyst price target is 24, currently lower than the share price. However, it's a minor consideration from my point of view because they're often backward looking. He goes on to say that there's a built-in demand for Workhorse products, which is a great thing, and they're likely to increase their production to 100 vans per month in Q4, but will need to match their production with investor expectations next year to justify their valuation. Lastly, he talked about the importance of the Hitachi relationship, which I'm going to talk about in more detail. From my point of view, the Hitachi-Workhorse partnership is so important because it's going to solve the biggest risk of Workhorse failing. And that's going to be failing to scale and meet production requirements. Hitachi is going to provide an operational assessment of their manufacturing and supply chain capabilities, and most importantly, provide recommendations. And from my point of view, these are going to be vital. They're going to leverage their smart manufacturing, data-driven digital solutions, and electric vehicle technologies powered by their platform, Lumada. So from my point of view, investors need to keep an eye on this partnership and whether they are meeting production expectations. And to be fair and unbiased, I also want to present some challenges. So challenge number one is going to be their production. And they have a strategy laid out to tackle this, but it's still never easy for a small company to accomplish this without setbacks. Number two, sector pull. The Justice Department has just joined the SEC in the Nikola probe. This could be a short-term setback for Workhorse if, depending on the results of the probe, Nikola could pull down the rest of the EVs. If that's the case, I personally might buy at that point, but just as a heads up, investors should be following the Nikola probe closely. And last, and probably the least to be concerned about, would be the ability to put a value to Workhorse prior to the contract. To get around that, I would just average cost over a long period of time. Okay, finally, key takeaways. But first, a shout out to those who got into Workhorse early. You guys definitely deserve credit and congratulations. Key takeaways. Workhorse has a huge runway. Nobody can dispute that. They just have to execute. Hitachi relationship is key from my point of view. And just to be cautious prior to the contract with volatility and other EV companies possibly pulling down the sector as a whole. And that does it for this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing. That would really help my channel out. That said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll be talking to you soon. Take care.